let's apply the product to sum formula. So we have a product of two sine functions. So the formula that we're going to apply is sine of u, sine of v, equals 1/2 times the cosine of the difference minus the cosine of the sum. So we're going to put in 105 for u, 75 for v, and we'll have cosine of the difference. Well, the difference 105 minus 75 is 30, and the sum is 180. So what is that? Cosine of 30 degrees is square root of 3 over 2. Cosine of 180 degrees is -1. So this is 1/2 times square root of 3 plus 2 over 2. So our final answer being square root of 3 plus 2 over 4. That's sine of 105 times sine of 75 degrees. Cosine is 1/2 the cosine of the sum plus the cosine of the difference. So that would be the sum of those angles is 240. The difference between those angles is 150. So let's see, cosine of 240 is there with a reference angle of 60. So that's going to be -1/2. Cosine of 150, that has a reference angle of 30 degrees. It's negative square root of 3 over 2. So then overall we have -1 plus the square root of 3 over 2 times 2 is 4. So that's the product of those two cosine. Here we have sine of two different angles, and we have a 2 multiplied out on the outside. The overall rule is 2 times, for sine, it's the cosine of the difference, minus the cosine of the sum. So 2 times 1/2 just cancels out, and then we're left with cosine of 9b minus cosine of 11b. Now, neither of these are always more useful than the other, but sometimes you'll want one, sometimes you'll want the other. Here we have cosine b and then sine of 9b. That's 1/2 the sine of the sum minus the sine of the difference. So what is this? B plus 9b, and this is b minus 9b. So this is 1/2 sine of 10b. You can't distribute that. This is -1/2 sine of -8b. What we can do is, because sine is odd, I'll usually rewrite that as positive 8b. And this will be our preferred final answer. So that's how we can apply the product to sum formula.